Good morning, everybody. It is day 3 of the Superior Hiking Trail hike. Just leaving camp here at North Carlson Pond, and feeling pretty good. Had a good sleep, thanks to ibuprofen. Got a big day planned. It's going to be even a little bit longer than yesterday, I think. Going to take me across the Arrowhead Trail here in just a minute, and then because one of the campsites has no water, I'm going to try and camp at Judge Magney State Park. They do have reserved spots for hikers coming through, but right now the park's closed for construction. In fact, some of the trails are only accessible to through hikers. And so I'm going to see if I can stop there. Otherwise, it would be a really long day. But I'm fueled up, got a lot of water, and looking forward to another good day. Last night was perfectly clear. Saw lots of stars. It was beautiful. Unfortunately, this phone does not pick that up as well as I'd like. Have to work on that part of my game. But yeah, in the words of Energizer, let's do this. Very nice bridge here crossing Carlson. A lot of work done by the trail volunteers. So this is the Arrowhead Trail, which heads north and west up to the Boundary Waters. So all things working out, about 13.6 more to go. So I'm about 2 miles in, and it's 8:18, and yesterday around 8:18 I was just breaking camp at Andy's Creek, so feeling pretty good. Going to turn around so you can see the view of Carlson Pond, but it's quite spectacular and expansive. So far the trail has been rather flat, which is really good for me, helping me get some miles in. At 2 miles in the hour, which is a good pace for me, even though it's flat. I'm realizing that this old body isn't in the best shape ever I've been, not the worst, but realizing that I need to pace myself so that at the end of the day I'm not down to a crawl. The other thing that I'm learning as I go along the trail is that all along the way, even though something may look nice and smooth and that there's roots and rocks ready to cause havoc, and so it's another good reason to slow down and take your time as you hike along this or any trail, really. So the next big milestone will be Hazel campsite in about 3 miles, and probably take a break there, and then make a plan for the rest of the day. Made it to the first road walk of the day, Tom Lake Road. So just a little ways down the road, you see that the beavers have caused some havoc. Trail goes that way, but fortunately the SHT made a reroute to avoid that. Much appreciated. Even the road has some hills. I just had a bit of a disaster. I was hiking along and heading up a hill here on Tom Road and realized that my driver's license and credit card and AAA card are not in my back pocket, and they were when I left camp. So it looks like I'll be heading back down the trail, see if I can find them. Bummer. So I made a last-ditch hope that it was in my pack and maybe fell out when I was putting things on in the sleeping bag, but that was not the case. So now it's somewhere along the trail, which could be anywhere in these weeds along the way, or possibly slipped out when I was getting ready this morning and using the latrine. So we shall see. Of course, when your credit cards are white, every piece of birch looks like you might have found it. So no luck. So I'm 7.2 miles into the day. It's a little afternoon, and not much to show for it. So I'm going to probably head to the Hazel site, and because I got to head south, get back to the car. Good afternoon. So now it's almost 1, and hey, I'm leaving NorthCon Carlson campsite. Still no luck with the card. Was able to get some service and talk to my wife about it, and she's checking on the account, but and I was able to post to the Superior Hiking Trail Facebook group to see if anybody had found it. But now we're 8 miles in and haven't moved anywhere. So probably not film till I get back in new territory and save battery on the phone and save time. So we'll talk in a bit. Consider this movie idea. The guy retires and heads out on an epic adventure to rejuvenate and find his identity as he moves forward in life, only to lose his identity on the third day. What would happen next? Nah. So I just passed the part of the trail where I stopped this morning, realizing I didn't have my ID and credit cards, and no luck. But I'm glad I went back, and one of the things I've been thinking about since that happened is trying to stay positive. It's one of the goals I set for myself in retirement, is needing to have more positivity and not get old and cranky. And so certainly a disappointment like that can do that. Back in college, I took a class from Brother Raymond Long, who was a professor at St. Mary's College, and he made the comment, he said, in the road of life, you're going to get stepping stones and stumbling blocks, and it's up to you to decide how to handle it. And so it's a lesson that I've tried to follow and I definitely need to follow it now. I know I'll have my work cut out for me when I get home. Just looking at the map, I'm at Hazel, and I've got 2 miles to get to Camp 20 Road, and then it's a little less than 2-mile road walk. Looking at the contours, it looks fairly flat, or at least along a ridge. I think I'm going to give it a shot. I've been hearing the Brule River as I've walked along for almost the last hour, and here's my first glimpse. The last time I was here, there was so much rain that the water was spilling out and you couldn't even see the kettle. But scientists have actually put dye in the water on that left-hand side to try and see where it comes out, because for a long time they didn't know where the water came out. I'll put a link in the description to an article about it. So, funny end of the story. I made it to a campsite and was getting unpacked and reached into my clothes bag, and in between the plastic and the bag itself were 3 cards. Lucky. Now I know to put them somewhere safe, but holy cow, what a day. 8 extra miles, ended up doing 22.25, I think, pretty close to that, and I'm set up for being able to get to Grand Marais sometime Monday afternoon, and all is well. Lots of lessons learned, that staying positive, being careful with valuables and securing them, and knowing that I've got a lot of people looking out for me, my wife, people on the trail, pretty amazing. And then just being able to push my body today and do what I did, pretty proud of that, actually, and hopefully didn't do too much damage so that I'm able to get up and get going tomorrow. So with that, I will sign off. As always, keep on learning, and we'll see you down the trail. Take care.